Good evening, gentlemen. I'm recording this session. I'm going to put on the YouTube. Anybody have any problem, please do let me know right now. Otherwise, you can leave the meeting. Okay. So the exercise which we're going to do is called Ppdt. I'm going to show you a picture, a hazy picture for 30 seconds. You have to observe that picture very carefully. After that, you'll get 1 minute to write on the details. In details, you have to write the number of characters you have seen, what is their age, mood, and gender. Age, whatever you perceiving. Mood could be negative, positive, and neutral. Negative will mark with the minus, positive with the plus, neutral with the O. If you see a male, mark it as a M. If you see a female, mark it as a F. If you're not able to recognize gender, you can mark it as a P. Then you will get 3 minutes to write in the story. So total get 4 minutes 30 seconds to wind up your story. In the story, you have to write what has happened in the past, what is going on in the present, and what could be the likely outcome of it. And once I ask you, please put your pen down. You have to put your pen down. After that, you're not supposed to write anything after that. I hope I'm clear about it, right? Okay. Now get ready with pen paper. I'm going to show you a picture. Okay, gentlemen, please put your pen down. Stop writing. Quick. Now close the notebook. Keep behind your back. It should not be beside or here and there. Back means back. Okay, everyone. Vikas. Behind means behind. Ashutosh. Harinath. Okay, gentlemen. So be confident. Okay. The next part is the narration part. Now, one by one, each and every individual have to narrate their story. And once the last person done with his story, you have to start a discussion. During the course of discussion, you have to come up with a common group story and have to select a one leader who's going to give the group story to the SSS, right? So let me just assign you the order. Mudit 1, Kalpit 2, then Ronit 3, Praveen 4, Shubham 5, Sarthak 6, Duraimaram 7, Anirudh 8, Vijender 9, Deepak 10, Harinath 11, Arun 12, Vikas 13, Ashutosh 14. Okay, and once the Ashutosh done with the story, you have to start discussion. Try to wind up your story in 45 to 60 seconds max. Okay. Okay, Mudit, you can go for it. Start.
Good evening, gentlemen. From the picture shown, I perceive total 7 characters. All are in the neutral mode and all are in the age group of 35 to 42. The action of my story is protesting against the policy. Sanjeev is a labor union leader, having seen the drastic changes in the policies of the company, which were against the interest of the workers. Sanjeev decided to discuss it among the higher level authorities. Being unheard for 3 to 4 times, Sanjeev decided to take his companions on a protest. They were protesting for the past 1 day. As a result, Sanjeev was again called upon by the higher authorities, and the policies were discussed again. So the higher management agreed to Sanjeev's point and revised some of the policies. So thank you.
Hello friends. So I have perceived 7 characters. All are male, all mood are positive, and ages are between 20, 21, 22 and 35 years. Action is chanting the slogan of the student union elections. So Kunal was the teacher in charge of the student union elections, and he came to know that the student participants are doing the representation and calling for the volunteers in the college ground during the college hours. So he immediately reached the location and he asked the students to reach the classes. and then he called for the meeting of the student candidate participants, and they asked them, and they make a timetable of of some buffer time, and to utilize it to conduct the election representations. And he displayed that timetable, and he also urges to make use of the less papers, and then after following the instructions, the elections was successful, and all were happy. Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. I perceived 7 characters in my picture. 6 are neutral, while 1 is positive. In my picture, the story goes as Rishi, a 22-year-old, had just lost his father, and there was financial condition in his family, due to which he was needed to work as a factory worker in a textile factory. While working there, he saw that there was corruption in the union level, and he sought to change the election unit. He held protest campaign, and while he was campaigning about himself, he discussed about policies such as allowance for people to further for their education and increase their salary by minimum 10%. With his campaigning ideas and his convincing power, the whole the, the union voted for him, and he was elected as the new president. Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. I perceived 7 characters. All are male in a positive mode, and from 16 to 40. They are Ramesh, who is a farmer, and they are asking Indian army personnel that how can they help to the in a war to the army. Army asks them to provide the food, proper food and water, and they can defend our borders. During the war, what they did, they properly planted a tree and crops which are good for their soil. During the soil, they asked for a soil test, and different crops are used where they can help the army personnel to, and it's all army personnel who are thanking the farmers where they have.
Next.
Good evening, gentlemen. From the picture I perceive there are 7 male characters of age 35 to 50. All are in neutral mode. The action of my story is protesting against not increasing the salaries and basic amenities. Hari was a 40-year-old as the head of the labor union in Atlas factory in Sonipat. The management was not increasing the salaries from last 1 year as per the government norms. So they called for the strike, and after 3 days of strike, he was called by the authorities to put their demands. He put all the demands like basic amenities and the main problem of salary increasing. After 3 days, within 1 week,
Next.
the authorities agreed. Thank you.
Gentlemen, through the picture, I have perceived 7 number of characters. All are in positive mood, aged between 24 to 26. Pranav, Nikhil. Nikhil is a student studying in the BHU University in Varanasi. During the initial years of his college, he sees that there is a bullying going on. So he takes all the points, and during the time of the election, he was able to take the surveys of the students and he starts campaigning for the election. During the initial times, the number of people were 7 who were his friends, but but they were able to influence the other people also by putting the points like stop bullying and other things, and the number got increased from 7 to 14, and and they were able to. Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. From the given picture, I can perceive 7 male characters, 6 are in negative mode, 1 is in neutral mode, and the age group of 35 to 45. The action of my story is labor union strike. So Arun, the protagonist of my story, was working in an automobile manufacturing industry. So the industry usually gives bonus to their employees during Diwali time, but this year the bonus was turned down, citing the economic slowdown and the impending recession. So the laborers went on a strike, which also halted the production. So Arun, as the leader of the trade union, understood the concern on the side of management as well as the labor. So he went and negotiated with the management, and they finally arrived at a 60% bonus. So the workers finally accepted the 50% bonus and also they resumed their work. Thank you.
Gentlemen, as I perceive from the picture, there are total 7 characters. All are male. Age group is from 22 to 23 years old. All are in a positive mood. The action of my story asking for sports fund allocation from principal. Ram, 23 years old, is an MA student in Government College Gurdaspur. He is also a cricket player. One day when he entered the college, he saw the sports department gathered under a tree in his ground, and they are going to protest for the sports allocation fund. But at that time, Ram went there and convinced them to write a peaceful letter to the principal, and they all agreed. Then Ram himself wrote a letter and got signature for all the sports department students, and also highlight the needs. He himself went to the principal and told him. The principal convinced and allocated the sports fund. They all become happy and praise Ram for his idea. Thank you.
Good afternoon, gentlemen. From the picture I have pursued, there are 7 characters of age group 35 to 40. All are in neutral mood. And the action of my story is to protest against the principal. So Raman was a teacher in the Saisi International Academy. One day, the teachers are not getting salary on the time, so they put their Raman along with the teachers went to the principal office to put their demand there. But the principal was not agree to listen their demand. Then Raman and along with other teachers went in the ground and started protest against the teacher where they put their demand. Then later principal agreed to their demand, and they all get their salary on the time, and they resume their classes. Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. In the picture shown to us, I have perceived 7 characters, all male, in the age group of 35 to 45, all positive. Action of my story is staging protest for labor union. So both is a 45-year-old production manager of a textile company in Gurgaon. He one day he hears from his tailor that the piece per piece rate is going to be reduced by the authorities. So upon institutions from tailors, he organizes a protest and arranges the agenda for the protest and take all the cautions of the tailors and gets negotiation from the director. After getting approval from the director, the protest was taken back and they resumed the production. Thank you.
Not audible. Again, you're not audible. Yes, speak. Quick.
Excuse me.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, I have pursued 7 characters from the given picture. They all are male and age group is 24 to 27, and all are in positive mood. Satvik is a 26-year-old young man. He is a student at university and he is a student leader. He always fights for student rights, and he always fights for good infrastructure at university and nearby town. And once he found that there are lack of books because of lack of funds, and he gathered all students, all student leaders, and he raised his voice and he motivated them. And after that, he gathered them and he gave a representation to Department of Library and Collector. After all this fight, they got a good library infrastructure and books. Like this, he kept on going. Thank you.
Good evening, gentlemen. From the given picture, I have perceived 7 male characters. The age group between 20 to 23, the all are in positive mode. The action of my story is cleanliness drive to the nearby village. Praveen was 23 years old, was a college student and also a senior NSS cadet. He was assigned to have a cleanliness drive to the nearby village. He, along with the 6 cadets, went to the village and start cleaning the bus stand of the village. And also they cleaned and painted with the fresh, colorful colors, and they planted the fresh trees near the bus stand. When the cadets get tired, he motivated them, and with the full joy, they complete the work by the evening. And also they asked the basic requirement of the village, and they wrote a letter and petition the collector.
Good evening, friends. From the picture shown, I perceived 7 male characters. All are in positive mood. The age group between 20 to 26. The action of my story is protesting for justice. The main character of my story, Suresh, who was the union president of the students. So one day a student was beaten by the lecturer without finding a clue against him. So after that he denied to sorry the student. So he went to the Suresh and told about this incident to him. So then Suresh planned a strike against the lecturer. So after that, the principal looked in the matter and advised to the lecturer to say student. Then the protest was successful. Thanks.
Good evening, gentlemen. In the picture given below, I perceive 7 characters. All are male. Age is 24 to 38 years old. Action of my story is to calming down the protest peacefully. So my story goes like this: Rahul, who is a newly appointed labor commissioner in the Ankleshwar district of Gujarat, as he was appointed a week after he came to know about the protest happening in Ankleshwar district in the petrochemical industry. When he gone there, he came to know the reason of the lack of basic facilities and the not increasing the salary. So Rahul requested both labor union and the management to come up to his office, and there, after going there, both the parties was able to settle down their dispute, and both the parties were satisfied with the decision of the labor commissioner. Thank you.
Gentlemen, in the
friends,
given
as
picture, we
so
all
gentlemen,
have
I think so we
7
can.
characters, and each
Friends,
of
from the picture, it is clear there is 7
protest.
characters.
They
There is
protest
clear
from the textile industry. Let's take forward the
friends,
protest in the
from the
textile
picture, it is
industry.
clear there is 7 characters. And
In
they are
7 character, it is a
friends
protest of
going
textile.
going over the number of characters
Rest of the characters are
they
told.
can see their protest going on.
So
I think
And
we
they
don't
are
need to
saying
go for an
who
active
should
the
solve
picture,
it?
so we can
everyone
go
has
for
a
a
common
narrative.
thing that they
Of
are
course, we
saying
cannot take it from the college
around it.
perspective because there is a managerial kind of post.
Majority of us
And we can see
has
that
made a story on
they are
the
protesting against
they are
what fund allocation.
Consider there's a labor union.
Gender, it is a story against an industrial worker. Let's make it in the textile
Write a
industry.
peaceful letter to the
yeah, Sarthak,
principal
I agree with
so that
your
they can
point.
allocate all the demands of their
They are the labor
students.
union.
We are going to
Gentlemen,
expert in the
So this
textile
is the
industry.
better idea, gentlemen.
their
Still
Instead
we
of
protest in
protesting,
the
we
textile
should
industry for the labor.
instead of protesting, we should
Vijender,
solve
actually, the
by going there
factory
and
where the
solve
laborers
it
are
peacefully.
protesting
There are
against the
7
salary.
characters.
Yes,
There
yes,
are
Shubham,
seven
let me
characters,
put forward in
gentlemen.
the
According to
labor
the
industry.
government norms.
Are they
According to
working
the
in the
government
company
norms,
or what?
the
Definitely,
management is
I agree with you.
Together with our
let's
can be
All are college students.
informing the
They
authorities
In the company, let's have a protest
they are not getting
and
the basic
protest
amenities like
regarding what?
fresh
we
water,
can say
clean water,
that
Gentlemen, we
and
will
They
also
clean
it was
add
water
that
reduced to
to
if
use.
there is
to a nearby
government
And
there was
consider
a
those
demand
points.
increasing by
instead of
Those
piece
points
rate.
they are organizing the strike. After 2 days of strike,
to protest
Clear that the
50 members
characters are
committee was
by
called by
writing
the
letter to
management
the
to
official
vote their
for the
demands.
district,
the
by the SDM of the
story was
district,
a
by writing letter to them
strike
also adding
against
all the
anything
demands
So when
for
we
a
all have
protest.
agreed on this
peaceful
during protest, we can say that there was increase. There was a request for the increase in purchase rate. Second,
the
we
employees
can
are
also include.
protesting as they are not getting the salary on the time and they are not getting the
Vijender, we can
incentive
go
as
with the
Shubham has
theme
said.
like
Yes, Vijender,
they
we
were
can say that
against the they were
they
organizing
also
the
demanded
protest
insurance
because
policy for
their
the
salary
laborers.
is not increasing as per government norms from the last 1 year.
as
So
most
and
of
they
us
are not
agree
getting the
that
Shubham,
let's
and
take
we
it as
can
a
say
one
that
point of
also
the
at the point
protest
here
of
that
the labor.
all
That
the
the salary
members
is
of
not
the company
increasing.
who are protesting and high, so as a
Put
good
their
let
demands
me
so many
complete
times.
for a while.
This is
he
not
will
a
take
Second
which
point,
is going
during the
against the
protest
which
laborers
they are
also.
protesting is
let's
basic
briefly
amenities
analyze
like
that
clean
while increasing
washrooms.
the
They are
labor
not getting
wage,
the clean washrooms
it
to
can
use
be
will write
and
letter
fresh
and
water.
short
insurance,
to the higher
insurance.
position people. By their profits also get
Ronit, as Shubham said, they are
I think it's a better
protesting
option.
against the
not getting
solve the
their
dispute
salary as the
against
government
or the
norms.
working
So they are
hours
protesting
of
against the
working
authority.
We have already
in
mentioned that
the
point.
problem
My
of
point is
Gentlemen,
fine.
we
We
have
have
already
3
mentioned
points.
that
the
Seven
If
people
they are not getting the
working in
fresh
a
water to
company
drink,
increase, they are
Insurance
protesting for
policy
the
and working
wages
At a
hours.
point that
where they are
they
working.
are not getting.
Second thing, the facilities which are
Salary
being
increase,
provided
insurance,
for
insurance
different
and working
playground,
hours. Reduction in the working hours.
libraries,
clean washroom was
Yeah,
already
although the
there,
policies of the
and
government
Yeah,
Yeah,
was
we
not
can
in the
also
using
favor
the
of the
poor
labor
see
also, so
washrooms
we
which
can
are
hygienization of the
also
industry.
add this point
like
also.
cleaned every day, and
And,
they were most unhygienic.
and before protesting, they were
Yes,
before
So
protesting, they
they
were
should
put their
get the
points before
basic
the authorities,
facilities.
but they were
That
not agree.
also
Then
we
They
should
are
they
asking
include
for
the
the
point that
salary
they should
hike.
also be
conclusion the
provided with the
protest.
insurance.
We should add this
She
point
was
also.
saying,
yes,
Like
yes,
directly they
yes. I
that
have
is
already
that
included Mudit the insurance part. We can also say that
insurance
maternal
for what?
facilities for the women workers should be there. Maternal
Kalpit,
facilities
we can
for the
here we
women
can add
workers
that.
could also be added into this.
Here we can add that
We can also add the point here that
the three-member
they
committee
also
was
wrote all
called
the
by the
demands in a
authority
paper
to
also.
put their
It
demands. So
got
the labor
signatures of
union
all.
president put
It will
all their
also help
demands,
them.
and within 1 week they all are implemented by the authorities.
And
Yeah,
not only that,
definitely.
they
As
also
also
gave
they
MNC
ensure
company
that
written also
they are
working
providing
there.
with the
written
Someone
so
of
that
facilities.
they
the
have
So
proof.
their
I
wage did not
we have
We can also add this
Summing up
point.
all
all
evidence
the
against
points
so there are
together,
7
we can
characters.
say that there was
salary
a demand
Written
for
form.
increasing
Is
wage,
insurance
at
for
there
them.
was demand for insurance
But
policy,
but
all
by
there
are
was
written
in
form, they
demand for
also have the
reduction in the
proof
individual
hours,
mode,
that they can't
there was
deny it
demand
after
for
that.
and our
the
theme is to protest against the authorities. Okay, so
yeah.
our action
In
would
the
be
la-
like
in
this,
the
that
As of now, we
in
will
the last we
conclude the
can
story.
we
There
are
was
also
the MNC
get the
not
company.
written
getting
format.
their
The people
salary as the
working there
government
did
norms.
not get the salary hike and also the
Not getting the
insurance.
Gentlemen, we
insurance.
can
Get a
add.
written
They
agreement
protested
of the
against the
Their
evidence for
company.
the
demand
The
future.
team leader
authorities, but
came and asked
authorities
for
would not
the
agree.
We can add one
Then they
more
came
point
to
that
the
dispute and solved
We
that
can
the
also
labor
add that
union made
they
sure
were
that
also protesting
protest
for the
protest
to
will
get
be
the
very
maternity
peaceful
leaves
and
also
no
for the
other
women.
elements will
Yeah, that is already
take
included.
participate so
What
that
we already
it
discussed,
will be
the
violent. He
maternity
made sure
leave
that
was there
the protest
starter
remains peaceful very.
Okay. I did not heard
for
that.
women workers.
Yeah. Okay,
So
Deepak.
there are two things for women worker. One is hygienic condition.
We have
Government
reached to the
company,
conclusion. I
like they
think
are
we
the
should
gave
we have
government
concluded.
Gentlemen,
they should see the price
We
hike.
should
Yeah,
choose our
we have
leader.
Then
concluded.
I
we
think
should
we had
go for the
not go
action
against
of
the
the
company.
story.
I think
now
we have
we should
sufficient action
conclude
to
the
the
story.
Our
Did not
story.
go
So we
against the
should conclude the
company.
story.
We have all
It is over
discussed
now.
and
Using the
included the
labor
main
Shall we
labor
conclude
points.
demand,
All from the
That
company
insurance,
everybody is
until the
agreed
production is
accident
completed
insurance.
to solve the dispute.
Third
beside
is
the story.
women hygienic condition.
There are six
Gentlemen, now
Gentlemen,
we should
the
conclude the
protagonist should
story
not
there are
now.
go
seven
against
there
the
are
company.
seven
Enough
characters.
for
All
as
are
we
male.
are running
Dispute
out of
between
time.
the employees
No
and the
debate on
company.
the
And
So,
our
score of the
topic
characters
is
because
protesting
we
against the
like to
people
add
are
a
see
point,
the
gentlemen.
seven characters are
Raman is our central character.
there.
Raman was the head of
Gentlemen, let me complete
labor
my
unions,
point.
And
and
someone
they were
who
not
is the
getting their
leader
salary English as per the government norms, and they were not getting the
Vijender,
insurance like
let us
maintenance
paid a
policy.
speech
Protagonist should not go
let's
against
hear
the
Arun's
company.
point.
among them.
Gentlemen, we can also
That
add
is
the
And
point
between
here
the
that they are
employees
going
and the
against
If I
company.
point out the
enough.
All
points
the
Now we
which we
should
have
disputes.
conclude
already
our
they
story.
concluded,
they also
As a
gave
team
Now we
leader,
should
came
summarize our
forward
story
and
to the
solved the
main
they should
to
dispute.
the
also
main
all
story.
let's
employees
summarize.
Arun,
become
There are seven
officials.
peoples
Not
we are
only
not doing
that,
anything
this
against
has
working
the
to
in a
company,
also
but we
MNC
are
got
company.
protesting against
information
some
based
policies.
on.
No,
Due to the
not
protest,
MNC.
We,
It is a
we can
company
consider it
for
as
I
a
think
textile
Think
company.
in
In
the
the favor of
favor
You
of
can
the
take a
company.
textile
Let
company so
factory
that
Mr.
where
Raman
I think our
laborers
say
are
point
about the
together
working.
labor
We
is
should
union.
go for
also.
protesting
So in the
against
hand we can add these points.
Protesting
for
against the
no, it's a
authorities.
labor company. The tailors
It's a
are
labor
protesting
company. We
against
can take
increasing
that
the wages.
endless
Atlas
Atlas factory, Atlas cycle factory,
one of the reason
in which laborers are working
hygienic
and they are
conditions.
getting
Gentlemen,
salary.
So let's
action of
do
the
the
story.
Maternity leave for
protesting
women.
against the
To
police
add
We can
and
add
action.
1 points into
And
this.
we should include that before
Yes,
protesting,
gentlemen, I would
they
like to
put
add
Let me
their
complete my
ideas
point.
before the
Story that
authorities, but they would
I
not
think
agree.
we should
Then
also
they
include the
came to the
working
protest.
reduction of the
Directly they
working
came to
Vijender,
protest.
we
Okay, so
we should
I like
go
to
with
add the
that.
Yeah,
action
we have
to the
included
Think
working hours.
they,
Not
after
The problems of the working
Our
hours.
reason
only
as
that,
company for
gentlemen,
many
also
times,
work for the
still
women's
they are
employees
ignoring
also.
their demands.
Yeah,
Also work
Then
for the
they
I
have
agree
to
with your
face the
point.
protest.
Yeah, that's-
And
Okay,
gentlemen,
so I
I
think
would
we have
like
concluded.
I would like to add a point that
What
in
I
labor
think
union,
we can add the fact
Yeah, I
that
like to
they
contribute
did
to the
not got
point.
their
the
bonus,
reason is very
and
crucial.
while checking,
Let's
he
see, the
also
reason of
contributed
protest
that there was no health
will be very
insurance for
crucial.
all
Like
laborers.
why the
And
So
protesters
we
are
agree with the
doing
higher
this?
authorities
Kalpit,
to give the bonus
the
in the
reason
next 3 months.
here that
We can
he
say
was
that
getting the salary
Yes,
as
yes,
not
yes,
meant
very
known to
conscious of
give.
them. I also said that
for 7
time
days.
the
Yes.
basic
Of the
amenities
company,
get
We like to
confused.
incorporate
it
their
should
demands.
be
accepted their demand.
solving
At
the
last,
dispute between the
authorities accepted
co-workers
their
and the
demand
company.
and they were
And
working.
plus we can also add that the basic amenity was lacking, like
So I think we should choose our group leader. We have
Vijender, I would like to add a point that the labor union had made sure that the protests remain peaceful and they will not do any violent activity.
Okay, yeah. It's totally good.
Yes, gentlemen, the protest should not go against the company.
It's only the Shubham story. All of other candidates are select the action against a company.
Gentlemen, now we should nominate our leader to narrate the common story and discuss.
Protesting against the policies
We should
and putting their demands before the
I want
government.
to add the 3 points. Seven male characters. They protesting against a company, and in the end, the protest was successful and their demands fulfilled.
Accepted.
I like to add a point, gentlemen.
Gentlemen, now
They also got
we should nominate the leader.
To solve the
Be careful
for
in the
them.
way
We have reached to the
charges
conclusion.
for
Let's select
clean
our
working
group
condition
leader.
for women
We are just
and maternity relief for
No,
women.
gentlemen, we should go.
Yeah.
circling
There
around.
were no
Let's
female
select our
workers.
leader, I
You
think.
can't include the female workers. There were no
Now
female
we
workers
should
in the scene.
nominate
Come
our
on, you
leader.
cannot go and ask for relief for the female workers when there are no female workers in the scene. There was no female worker in the scene, so let's cut that point. They are asking for maternity leave.
No.
That point
So
cannot be
let's
given since there are no
remove the
female
female
workers.
worker point. So let's
Gentlemen,
remove the
no, we should-
maternity.
But we can
Okay, gentlemen, please stop it. Now tell me who's your group leader.
Gentlemen, if everybody agrees, so can I be the group leader and narrate the common story among us?
All agree with Mudit?
Sure.
Sure.
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Go for it.
All agree, Mudit?
Yes,
Everyone?
sir. Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, Mudit. Mudit, please go for it. Yeah. All the best.
Thank you, everyone. Sir, from the story, we all have perceived 7 male characters. All are in the age group of 35 to 45. The action of our story is protesting against some of the company's policies. Hari is a young boy who is, due to some circumstances, was forced to work in a textile industry. So as he joined, he saw some of the policies were against the interest of the employees. But his companions were not educated well, so he thought that he should do something for them. So he tried to talk upon the top management, but he was being unheard several times. So he decided to take all his companions on a strike and support some of the demands such as flexible working hours, insurance for the workers, and basic amenities like pure drinking water and pick up and drop facilities for the worker who are working late night. As a result, he was heard he was called upon for a meeting for the top management, and as a result, all of the points were revised against, and the policies were revised, and workers resumed their work from the next day. Thank you.
Okay, gentlemen. It's a group story or individual story?
Group story.
Group story, sir.
Okay. Anyone who's not agree with the story? All agree with the story? Anyone who's not
Yes,
agree with the group story? Okay, fine.
Yes, sir.